Hello, my name is Christina Fasulo, and I'm a registered dietitian at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in the Small Bowel Disease and Nutrition Program. I'd like to thank the IBD Journal Club Nutrition Corner for allowing me to present today. I'll be going through a recent article published in Clinical Gastro and Hepatology entitled Ultra-Processed Foods and Risk of Crohn's Disease and Ulcerative Colitis, a Prospective Cohort Study. Background. The global emergence of IBD has coincided with an increase in ultra-processed food consumption. Ultra-processed foods consist of ready-to-consume formulations of ingredients, typically created by a series of industrial techniques and processes. They frequently involve the incorporation of additives, such as sweeteners, preservatives, emulsifiers, thickeners, and flavors. These aid in food preservation and produce hyperpalatable products. Despite the strong biological plausibility from experimental studies, epidemiologic evidence in support of an association between ultra-processed food intake and the risk of inflammatory bowel disease is lacking. Therefore, the aim of this study was to examine the association between consumption of ultra-processed foods and the risk of Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. This study included data from 3 ongoing prospective cohorts in the United States. The Nurses' Health Study recruited 121,000 female registered nurses ages 30 to 55 and ran from 1986 to 2012. The Nurses' Health Study 2 enrolled 116,000 female registered nurses between the ages of 25 and 42 and ran from 1991 to 2017. Lastly, the Health Professionals Follow-Up Study enrolled 51,000 male health professionals ages 40 to 75 and ran from 1986 to 2012. Questionnaires were sent at enrollment and every 2 years thereafter to ascertain information related to medical history and lifestyle factors. Diet was assessed using validated semi-quantitative food frequency questionnaires beginning in 1980, 1991, and 1986 for each of the studies respectively, and as well as every 4 years thereafter. Data was analyzed using Cox proportional hazards models stratified by age, cohort, and questionnaire cycle with adjustment for confounders to estimate the hazard ratios and 95% confidence intervals for Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis according to consumption of ultra-processed foods. Results. The study included 245,000 participants with over 5 million person-years of follow-up. 369 incident cases of Crohn's disease and 488 incident cases of ulcerative colitis were found. The median age at diagnosis was 56 years, with a range of 29 to 85 years. Compared with participants in the lowest quartile of cumulative ultra-processed food consumption, those in the highest quartile had significantly increased risk of Crohn's disease, with an adjusted hazard ratio of 1.4 and significance for a trend of 0.05. On the other hand, no increased risk of ulcerative colitis was found. Among the different ultra-processed food subgroups, ultra-processed breads and breakfast foods, frozen or shelf-stable ready-to-eat heat meals, and sauces, cheeses, spreads, and gravies show the strongest positive associations with Crohn's disease risk. To reiterate, higher ultra-processed food intake was associated with an increased risk of incident Crohn's disease. That being said, further studies are warranted to identify the specific contributory dietary components. The study had multiple strengths, including the large sample size, good long-term follow-up, as well as careful adjustment for confounders. Despite this, some limitations included limited resolution in assessing the degree of food processing through the food frequency questionnaires, and compared to other studies, there was an older age of the cohort. I do think we have some implications for patient care by utilizing these results, primarily by avoiding ultra-processed food consumption or at least minimizing. Individuals might substantially lower their risk in developing Crohn's disease in addition to gaining other health benefits. Thank you.